The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. What is the main thing? The main thing is freedom. I had a mentor who's gone now, Bill Gove. He said, if I want to be free, I've got to be me. Not the me I think you think I should be. Not the me I think my wife thinks I should be. Not the me that I think my kids think I should be. If I want to be free, I've got to be me. Now, I better know who me is. And I don't know how much you know about yourself, but I know when I started to study this, I knew mighty little about me. I knew my name, my weight, my height, gender, my address, my phone number. Beyond that, I didn't know very much. Now, think of this for a moment. Time and money freedom. We want freedom. We want time and money freedom. You will be amazed how much free time you have when you never have to think about money. If you've got money problems, it consumes your time. Everyone used to phone me, where's the money? Where's the money? I said, God, if I knew where the money was, you wouldn't have to phone me. You know. I was earning $4,000 a year and I owed $6,000. That's not a good position to be in. You see, I was even actually hopeless because I would have to take every cent I earned for 18 months just to break even. I would have nothing to live on. So, I think there's a lot of people that live like I was living. It's not fun. It's not even living. It's existing. Well, time and money freedom. What do we mean by that? We want to have the time to do what we want to do when we want to do it. And we want to have the money to be able to afford it. It used to be that if I went in a store, I used to look and leave. I like to be able to walk in, and if I see something, I want to get it. And the price tag should be the last thing you look at. Yet you should never dicker around for price. Whatever they ask, give it to them. And then don't dicker with your time. If somebody wants to hire me, they pay what I want. If they don't want to pay, that's fine. You see? But I don't dicker with price. Now, do you know that there's an infinite source of supply? And all religion and all science have always taught that. This isn't my idea. It is something I have become aware of. Now get this, when you're dealing with infinite, you can never take more than your share. There is an abundance for everybody. You watch most people, they go shopping, the first thing they look at is the price tag. They're not getting what they want at all. They're getting what they think they can afford. Little do they know they could buy the whole store. Somebody did. This is important we get this straight. Now, I want you to think of this for a moment. Our world is changing. It is changing so dramatically and so rapidly that it's almost ridiculous. You know, it wasn't too long ago that I did a seminar right here in town, right here in Melbourne. But when I did that seminar, I had to have a great big chalkboard. Then I had to have a lot of damp cloths because you got to clean the board. Yeah, you have to have dry cloths to dry it so you can keep working. You need lots of chalk. Today, I've got a little 3-pound computer. I can make all these pictures, and I can just touch a button, and boom, the pictures change. This world is getting smaller. It's not getting bigger. It is really getting smaller. You know, we're only hours away from anywhere now. And you know that you can have business all over the world. I have business all over the world. Literally all over the world. We're negotiating right now, our company is, for people with a license in all the Scandinavian countries. It's going to cost them lots of money. And I just talk to the lawyer periodically. In fact, I talked to him since I got here, and I said, no, don't do that, do this. And he said, okay. And then I don't have to do it. Somebody else is doing it. This is a little world we're a part of. Like I was saying last Thursday, I was working in Dublin. And this Thursday, I'm working in Melbourne. And been all over the place besides that. It wasn't too long ago that would have been a lifetime experience to do that. Now you can knock it off in a week, plus a whole lot of other things as well. This world is really getting smaller. The chip has changed our whole life. You know, in 1970, that's before some of you were even here, I was on a program in Chicago with Eric Hoffer. Mark Twain one time said, if I had more time, I'd write you a shorter letter. He must have had a lot of time, Hoffer did, because he wrote a little book called The True Believer. That's a classic. But on this program in 1970, the Human Resource Congress, he said, in times of change, the learners will inherit the earth. I took that to be metaphoric for that you'll be happy, healthy, and prosperous. Yet in times of change. Now, you see, things were really changing in 1970, but by comparison, they weren't even warming up. Look at the speed we're moving at today. In times of change, the learners will inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. See, school leaves us with the idea that there's such a thing as a learned person or an educated. Do you know there's no such thing as an educated person? That's a misnomer. I don't know who thought of it, but it isn't so. Education, the word comes from the Latin educo, meaning to educe, to develop, or to draw out from within. There's no such thing as a learned. You're either learning or you're not. Yet, you see, the people that got the degree and they think they've arrived, they're wondering what's happened. This world is changing. Yet, if you want to keep going, you got to keep studying. You've got to keep learning. Yet, should be a part of your daily experience, same as eating or having a shower. Yet, it's got to be something we're doing all the time. If we will, we'll inherit the earth. We'll be happy, healthy, and prosperous. Like I said, I'm going to be 73. I got more energy than most people, 23. I earn all kinds of money. I have all kinds of fun. I've got a lot of wonderful friends all over the world. But that is because I just keep studying. Yet if you stop studying, it goes away. It's that simple. There's nothing complicated about this. This is not rocket science. It really isn't. This chip has changed our whole world. Yet it's changed it like night and day. Now, I know there has to be at least one or two of you in the room that has never studied what we're going to be talking about. You want to thank God that you're here. See, I happen to believe you're always in the right place for the right reason at the right time. This is the most powerful stuff that you're ever going to lay your hands on. It's like I said, I've got license to brag about it because none of it's mine. But I'm going to tell you something, over 45 years, even if you're 6 feet short, you're going to pick up something if you study the same thing. And I've been studying this a long time. Now, I like the way Bill Gates put it. He said, one thing is clear. We do not have the option of turning away from the future. No one gets to vote on whether technology is going to change our lives. This isn't a democratic concept. This is the deal. And you're either a part of it or you're not. You see, this deal is strictly between you and yourself. No one else is involved. I was talking to a man out at the front, and he was talking about this, and he was explaining how there's a problem in his family. And I said, listen, that's not your problem. I said, your problem is with you. I said, Pogo said, we have seen the enemy, and they are us. That's the deal. It's never anybody else. If you have a problem, the person you should be having a consultation with is always available. That's a good thing to remember. All right? Me. Just mea culpa. It's me. It's my problem. Nobody else's.